All right. So you're all welcome to your introduction for your orientation session with AIGE Limited. We have been with you since when you left or since when you were in camp, and even now that you are out of camp and settling into your various PPAs. Some of you have your PPAs in River States, different local governments. Some of you have relocated. It doesn't change a thing. That's why we're a tech company. Your training will continue with NYSC and with us AIG Limited in ICT oriented courses. And that is why we are having this session. Okay? So um, for a quality moment, so when we say quality moment, what that simply means is before you start a presentation, you have to have like a charge to tell you what we stand for and what are like our guiding principles. So at AIG Limited, we have a quality moment, and quality moment can come from any of the topics that we tend to work with and also tend to develop interest in our incoming trainees like yourself. And the topic for today is simple: develop a reading culture, right? So I've noticed a lot of the time Africans generally and Nigerians in specific, we don't like reading things. We don't do novels, we don't do books, we don't build on our knowledge. And to make it worse, the internet right now makes a lot of the youth to, rather than learn to read, they just build a perception of what somebody says online, maybe from Facebook, from YouTube, from WhatsApp. But for you to be successful, for you to be a leader, for you to make the best out of your opportunity in life going forward, you must develop a reading culture. For you to get the best out of AIG Limited, because we'll be dedicated to putting information out there for you in your group chats, and even when you try to reach out, you have to be able to understand, you have to be able to read, you have to be able to assimilate what you are being taught. So the quality moment is short. Blacks don't read. Little wonder we are behind. When you see people from other part of the world, they have dedicated library where they can go to get books. They even have online library where people read from. But ask yourself, when last have you read a book? Personally, you that you are hearing me right now. That will tell you that we Africans, we don't read much. And readers are leaders. So the earlier you start reading and preparing yourself, right, the better for you. So I will encourage you that going forward right now, you should be a reader. You should read every message that we put on your general group chat to start with. If you have any question, ask and get clarification accordingly. And I bet you in the next 1 year, when you are done with your youth service, you'll be way better than you are right now. Okay, let's move forward. So this just showing like an infograph of those of you that showed interest from this current set of years. Some of you said you wanted HSC, project management, advanced Excel, oil and gas, graphics, web development, entrepreneurship, digital marketing, Python, web development, QuickBooks, AutoCAD, and 3D printing. So this just shows a spread of those of you that have showed interest. And that is why you are here. That is why we are having this session, or you are listening to me right now. So the idea is to drive in your interest and also building your capability in your learning, right? So we're going to be taking it further from here. Okay, so right now, since we're moving to the post-camp training, what are the things you need to do? So first and foremost, you need to complete your payments. And when I talk about payment, some of you have paid 3,000 from camp. Some of you have paid more. So for the course that you tend to take with AIG Limited, if you have paid 3,000, for example, from camp, all you need to do for a singular course is to complete 12,000 to make it 15,000 for the course, because I've given all of you discounts, right? And that will form a basis or a start for you to now start your post camp training. Okay? Then this date is for your previous set, 25th March, but for you specifically, let me quickly correct that. For you specifically, your timeline will be the end of this month, right? So as for 1st of August, you are supposed to start your training, okay? 1st of August, you're supposed to start your training. Yeah, so that is it. 1st of August, 2025. Right. So let me put that back up. So 1st of August, 2025, and I'll share my screen. Just a second. So share. Okay, I believe you can see my screen now. So 1st of August 2025, you're supposed to start your training, and what that will do to you, and also to mention that a number of you guys have started your training already. Some people are still talking to me right now that they are supposed to start. Some are starting this week that we are entering. Some started this Saturday. That is fine. Somebody will ask, okay, what about myself that have not started? Is there any drawback for me? There's no drawback for you at all. All you need to do is to continue to settle in. Then by ending of July and beginning of August, you start your training to build on whatever you have paid from camp. Okay? So what are some of the benefits for you starting your training? You'll be able to get, aside the training that you have paid for, you'll be getting a complimentary GMAT and CV file. What does GMAT means? GMAT means Graduate Method Aptitude Test. And this is the one singular file where all the aptitude tests as relating to graduate trainees are being set from. Okay, a lot of your seniors have also passed through the same route where we share this with them. We help them work towards it. And guess what? Before you know it, they start going for aptitude test and passing the aptitude test. So some of them even got jobs even before they are done with any youth service. Okay? So that is the benefit of you getting that GMAT. While the CV file will help you to prepare a winning CV, you must have heard of ATS, Application Tracking System, right now, which is a software that companies use to sieve CV. So even if you have this skill and you are not well prepared with your CV, you might not get that job opportunity to be called on. So what the CV file will do to you is to help you prepare your CV accordingly so that even while you keep training and upskilling, you don't miss opportunities, right? Then we also have CV consultancy available for those of you that might say, okay, you will need an extra help from us to build your CV. We can build your CV, we'll work with you to build your CV at a very affordable price of 25,000 naira from the scratch. So that is also available to you. Then you're going to learn from the AIGE portal experience. And what does that stand for? So most of the tests you go now for are what we call curated tests, online tests, time tests, tests from test sessions whereby you have time session to test where they test your intelligence, they test your aptitude, they test your personality. And if you are not used to writing exams from portals, then you can miss such opportunities. So our AIG portal experience just help you to build that experience so that when you now go for the real thing with those companies out there, you are not missing out on your opportunities, right? Okay, so that also we do for our corpers once you have started your training. And this is what the AIGE portal looks like. You have a username and a password to the portal where you'll be able to take curated tests, mostly for those of you doing professional courses, and you're able to be involved and know what it takes for you to prepare accordingly if you have real tests out there. All right, and this here you have what the user looks like. You see users, you see question bank, you see quiz results, study material. So all this is available to you once you start your training, right? Then part of the things that we also promise you is self-paced training, right? So once you are doing this, you now complete your self-paced training at your own leisure. So what we'll focus on during this your post-camp training is the one that you want your facility or your instructor training, which can either be at our office or remotely, where you have all those people that you've seen in camp and more, and sometimes myself to help you with the training. So when that is done, you now have your self-paced courses. You start to apply into jobs. You continue to learn and grow, and you can use that to seek internship, even internally, right? I take interns. So you don't have to be in Port Harcourt, for example, or in, your PPA doesn't have to be AIGE Limited before you get internships with AIGE Limited. All our trainees stand to get internship, and what that helps you do is, even on your CV, some of you don't have work experience at all. You have played away all your undergraduate days, right? And now you know that all these HR companies, they need you to see some form of work experience. So this 1 year is a place where we beef up your work experience while you are training, so that afterwards, when you are applying to job post NYSC, you already have a 1 year solid experience, and that, trust me, that is good enough for this stage in your career as a graduate trainee. Okay, and for the self-paced courses, this is what the interface looks like, where you're going to be learning for your self-paced courses at your own pace, right? So another initiative that we do in AIGE Limited is to support those of you that really don't have maybe like a go-to in terms of means to pay for your training. If you recommend your co-coppers, people like yourself in your lodge, maybe in your fellowships, in your friends from your CDS and what have you, if you recommend them to us, you also get to win a trophy, right, from doing that. And that can just transcend into what you use to pay for your own courses. So money is not stopping you, and it's not an excuse. All you need to do is that zeal. You need to have that zeal to learn and also be ready to work for it. Like they said, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Then we also have one of our courses like the AIGE, which I have here. All of you hearing this now already have that scholarship. Instead of you paying 50K, you automatically get to pay 30,000 now. So you can clap for AIGE Limited and for NYSC for making you to come in contact with us. All right, and that 30,000 will make you pay for 2 courses, which will be instructor-led, and you get other 2 courses to absolutely for free, where you will learn at your own pace online. Okay, we also have the Jagaban, which those of you going for this will be paying 45K instead of 75. I give you 30,000 discount on this. You take 3 courses, instructor-led, either online or classroom, and another 3 for online at your own pace. Then if you don't have money at all, you can go for the 15K Kobo training, where you pay 15,000 rather than paying 25K. 1 course instructor-led and 1 course for free. So you see, you have no excuse for not learning and upskilling. All right. Then we have the SheTech, where you have to do 7 courses dedicated to the Nigerian lady. 7 courses, all instructor-led. And this also comes with CV makeover. This comes with LinkedIn optimization and mentorship all through your NYSC. A lot of ladies have picked this up, and they have been able to set their foot out there to get good jobs or even set out their business after youth service. The cost is 50,000 naira only, and you can do payments in 5 installments. The duration of the course is for 6 months, as you can see on the flyer. So from the start, you can do 10,000 monthly, and in 5 months, you are done with your payment and you are learning accordingly. Okay? This is all what we do, all because you're still serving. So guess what? If you don't take these trainings now, at the time of you passing out or when you are done with your service, you will pay the original prices. All these courses go as high as 200,000, 150,000, 75,000, but I'm bringing it to you because of my mandate to NYSC and a way to help the Nigerian youth. Okay? So we have our data analytics course. You can see the flyer. We have our oil and gas course. We have our entrepreneurship course, all available to you for those that maybe they want to start a business and they don't want any white collar job. All right, so this simply ends a quick overview of what you will be doing from now going forward. Now we're going to move to the Q&A, which is a question and answer session, where all questions you have or that have been disturbing you, either maybe from camp or now that you are in your PPA, will be answered. If I can't answer your question, nobody else can answer your question in AIGE Limited, trust me. So I'll be using the next couple of minutes. We have, we have like 7 more minutes to 8:30, and we can extend it further if there are multiple questions to be responded to. At the end of the day, I want to be able to provide us the needed backing you need so that going forward from now, you know that your future is in your own hands and you just need to steer it in the right direction. And AIGE, I bet you, is one of the places where you can come and steer your career in the right direction. Why am I saying so? We've been doing this for 8 years. 80% of my corpers get job during or immediately after youth service. A lot of them have gotten international scholarship to different institutions of higher learning in the world, absolutely free, not paying a dime. All their accommodation, their tuition, their flights, all paid by different organizations that are giving scholarship to young people like yourself, all because they came to AIG and we prepared them accordingly, right? So it's left to you. And even now, it's much better because current corpers now earn better than those before. So if you cannot develop yourself, if you cannot improve on your abilities, if you cannot sacrifice from whatever you are getting and develop yourself, then tell me, what does the future hold for you? A lot of you even still have support from your parents, from your guardians at home. So even you're not even supposed to spend your money on this, right? So all you need to do is to just take this seriously, get started, and before you know it, you are a high flyer. Okay? So that is all for my speech, and I'm going to be taking your questions right now. If you have any questions, put it on the chat box and I will attend to you. Any questions, please use the chat box. Ask your questions now, or we'll take it that you all are ready to take your courses and you know what it takes for you to move on. If you have any questions, use the chat box now and I will attend to you briefly. We have 5 more minutes before we call it a day. Now 4 more minutes. The session was intentionally made short so that you can get the learnings without being bored in little time. I'm not seeing any question. Okay, so how do we get the software we'll be going to use to learn? And some of us that don't have laptop. Okay, so let me speak to the software. For all the software that you need to learn, we'll be giving that to you as far as your learning is concerned. Either if you are coming to the classroom or we'll create a dedicated link where you can download the software, right? So that you're going to get. If you don't have a laptop, the two things you can do, one is for you to start with professional courses. Professional courses will still get you into the AIGE Tech Hub where you're going to be mingling with those that have trained, when you have interviews, when you have questions or benefits accrued. Then you can save along for your laptop. So you don't really need to have or start with the tech courses that involves laptop. Take for instance, you can do digital marketing, you can do HSC, you can do PMP, you can do HRM conveniently without a laptop. All right? The thing is for you to get on the train and you get learning. Then as you now get your laptop, you can now do other courses, or you can even borrow laptop from your uncles, your daddies, you know. So that is uh, what I will tell you to do, because in the end, you have to learn, right? Okay. So another question from Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, please, about the payment, you mentioned the balance needs to be paid before commencing. I thought uh, that can be paced as well, especially. Okay, so for Jagaban, your payment you can do payment to complete one course. That's 15,000. Start the course. Then you can now do instrumental courses for your other Jagaban packages. The only thing is you won't start another course until you pay for that course. But when I say make full payment, that is for those doing kobo kobo. All right. But for other higher courses that requires uh, higher payment, you can go for split payment into 3 instrumental payments for Jagaban, 2 instrumental payments for Alaji, 5 instrumental payments for Shitek, and complete payments for Kobo Kobo. I mean, everybody should be able to pay 12,000 to start training, right? Hope that is clear. So Samuel say, I opted for Jagaban. So the 3 courses, I thought initially I want to change them. Yes, you can change your courses before you start training. But immediately we start training you and we put you in a group chat for your learning, you cannot change again. But at this point in time, yes, you can change your course before you start, no problem. Will says throw more light on the scholarship. All of you have already been given scholarship. Go into the flyers, you will see what you are paying is not what is on the flyer, right? So for Kobo Kobo, for example, it's supposed to be 25K, but for your set, you are paying 15,000. So that qualifies you for discount, right? Hope that is clear. And all the higher packages as well. All right, so Zeus have another question. He say, I would like you to elaborate on the internship. The internship, is it after service? No, the internship will start right when you are training. So as you are training and you are serious, you are showing commitment, you can start getting extra tax, extra opportunities to give back what you are learning. So you are learning and you are giving back immediately. That you can put on your CV. And when you have recommendations from outside, definitely I'll recommend you on behalf of the company. And that can serve as a work experience for you if you need that. Okay? Then you say, I want to go for HSC, but I was told there's 15,000 and there's 25,000 for bridges certification. Yes. So you know that. 15,000 without bridges certificate, 25,000 if you need bridges certification, which we also have partnership with British Safety Council. So that is the standard, 25K if you want that certificate. So the 3K you paid earlier is part payment for this payment now. So if you are going for the 15,000, for example, your 3K you minus it from the 15K, so you have a balance of 12K. If you are going for the 25K, you minus your 3K from the 25, so your outstanding balance is 22K. Is that clear? Somebody say, okay, the scholarship opportunities for further studies. One thing first, we can't be talking about overseas scholarship when you have not even learned the rudiments. So you start by learning in-house, getting the basics, getting the skill to apply for those scholarships. These scholarships are time-based. When they are out, we'll post that on the group chat. If that interests you, you can apply. We have those that have done that before. They can guide you accordingly for your application, and you can put in a strong application for you to get that or those international scholarship for your further studies. Okay, but I can't be talking about that when you have not even done the basic training that you're supposed to do. Okay, so hope that is clear. Will Keman says you register for graphic design and data analytics, but you are not available on Saturdays. If you are not available on Saturdays, you can learn remotely online. You don't need to come on Saturdays, all right? And we are not going to wait for you to when you are available, okay? You have to make out time either to come on Saturdays or to learn remotely. Learning remotely doesn't change anything. You still get your videos for the courses, you get access to your instructor, you get opportunity for you to do your tasks and assignments, and it is your duty for you to do those things. Because if you don't put those things into practice, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you don't grow, right? But we're going to give you that support that you need for you to grow, okay? And that will be available to you, but you need to make out that time to imbibe the knowledge and the learning, all right? Okay, so I've answered all the questions that you have right now. We have less than 8 more minutes, so do you have any other questions? Post it in the group chat. If you don't have any other questions, I would like to tell you one thing, and one thing I want to tell you is skill acquisition or success in life is a personal race, right? There's a saying that the view from the top is beautiful, but it is lonely, okay? So if you have friends right now that are not encouraging you to learn, that are not encouraging you to be better, and you are just thinking, okay, maybe you are children of the government, you are now NYSC Corp members. I tell you, in the next 2 months, we will onboard another set of corpers. So it is like a rolling circle. But what you can do for yourself is to ensure that you develop yourself further. I used to tell my trainees that even up until date, I still develop myself because I don't want to be obsolete, right? Even when you talk about technology, the technology of yesterday is obsolete right now. That's why you have what we call updates. You see apps, it keep updating. So you can't stay in the same level and expect to have a different level of success, right? Just like somebody will say that you can't sleep on the lap of Delilah and expect to wake up in the bosom of Abraham. What I'm trying to tell you is nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't impact on yourself now, you might pay dearly for it later on because everything is in your care now. I know it is hard in terms of your PPA. However, whatever you do in your PPA and your professional training, it is parallel, right? You can see my hand. It is parallel. It is not the same. Your PPA will run in one way. Your professional skill training will run in another way. So even if you don't have a PPA yet, you can start building your skill because when you are talking to an employer post NYSC, or some of you that even have an opportunity to start getting gigs even before you pass out, You can't stay in my front and you are telling me that the reason why you don't develop yourself is because you don't have a good PPA. Nobody cares. If you see most of the PPA, you are even posted to schools, right? So use this time that you have to develop yourself, and I've made this so affordable. Everybody that is serving should be able to afford this training and upskill for your own sake. In case you don't have anybody paying for you or anybody helping you out, you on your own self should be able to support yourself and make payments and develop your skill further, right? So Adeshola said, I opted for full package of data analytics, which under which kind of data analytics package does this fall in full? So start with the advanced Excel first. When you're done, we're going to be showing you or opening to you other step you are going to take in data analytics, but it's a step-by-step basis, right? So that is what I'm going to say to you for now. So start first, then we'll keep telling you what you need to do first. So advanced Excel, Power BI, Python programming, MySQL, we have all that. However, you have to go from one step to another. Daniel says, this one is quite personal. Somebody building career in tech. Do you think HSC certificate is important? Yes, it is, right? Because by the time you start building system in tech, you have to be able to work safely. And HSC certification help you build that safety culture. Nobody wants to have a system that is risky or a system that is not safe, right? So that is what HSC brings to you. And even though there's a difference in you trying to build something and there's a difference in what is available, HSC certification can bring you to a discussion table in any organization because it cuts across any of the organization. Same thing with project management, same thing with HRM. So don't limit yourself, even while you're trying to build in tech. All the packages you are building, bringing to you are things that can make you be elaborate so that wherever your opportunity comes from in future, you can get it. Hope that is clear. Samuel said Jagaban package is made up of 6 courses. No. Jagaban package is made up of 3 courses in person or instructor-led training, then 3 courses remotely that you can do at your own pace. So our own focus will be the 3 courses that is in person, either you come to session or you have an online tutor dedicated to you. The other 3, you take it at your own convenience. Okay, so that is what it is. All right, so I've answered your questions, all your questions, and we have exactly 2 more minutes. Hope I've been able to give you clarity into what you're expected to do. Let me see emojis. Let me see your closing comments in the chat box as we wind down this session. Take the message also to your friends and your colleagues and your roommates. Tell them that the time is now. Come start your training. After this session, it is expected that all of you from batch A, stream 2, are supposed to start your training anytime from now. Okay? Once it's end of the month and we enter into August, any money you pay from camp and you don't start training, that money, it is lost. All those discounts will go away. All right? Because this thing is time-based and we will have to work with you with the time that we have, not having backlogs. Because like I told you, from next month and September now, batch B stream 1 will go to camp and we need to focus on them. But it is expected that what we have done with you on camp, with the group chat that you are on now, and with this orientation session, you know what to do to put your course and your future in prospect, all right, and in perspective. So I wish you all the best. Let's keep on talking and see you all in training. Bye for now.